How you guys doing, everybody? Welcome to another convention day, the last day of INKCON. You know, I'm here with three amazing artists, and one of them actually first time coming to INKCON.
Yeah.
If you guys want to take a minute to kind of introduce yourselves, we'll start from this side right here.
Actually, I think this is all our first time coming to INCON.
Oh, sick.
And it's actually my first convention ever, so it's an honor to be at INCON 2020.
And what's your name, bro?
My name is Oscar Baiza. I go by Oscar B Tattoos,
Sick.
and I specialize in black and gray realism, portraits, stuff like that. And yeah, bro, we're at Persevere Art Collective down in Orange County, city of Westminster.
Cool. And then we'll go over here. If you want to do a quick little
Yeah.
introduction
Slow.
of yourself.
Name's Slow. I'm 18. Yeah, I go by Slow. Yeah, man.
And this is your first year actually tattooing
Yeah.
as well too.
Like a year and a half in. Yeah.
Dope.
Yeah, man.
And then we got George over here, which we just met yesterday. We both had the same name. You know what I mean? But tell us a little bit about yourself too, bro.
My name is 714 Official, and I'm the owner of Persevere Art Collective in Westminster. And yeah, I just want to say I appreciate everybody for here at INCON. You know, thank you for having us as well. It's been super dope as hell. You know, I've been seeing dope tattoos throughout the day.
Yeah. What's your guys' like experience like? You know, coming to a convention. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. You know, you could network with other artists. You know, see other art in person stuff instead of seeing it online and stuff. So it's pretty cool to interact and start seeing stuff like that. You know.
Are there like certain parts of the event that you guys been liking so far, or?
Just general the atmosphere of it, you know what I mean? Just being around other dope artists, you know what I mean? So it's pretty cool just to vibe off that energy, you know.
Yeah, a lot of things have been going on in the convention lately. You know what I mean? The judging, the performances that they've been putting on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The people hanging off hooks,
Yeah,
like that's pretty
crazy.
crazy.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Great.
Then having the dancers come out.
Yeah,
You know,
the
Aztec.
yeah, the Aztec dancers
That was
were
really dope.
putting up a
That
good
was
show.
dope. Hell yeah.
You know what I mean? And then just even having like Mr. Cartoon. I don't know if you guys checked out the seminar when he was here.
I was actually,
Yeah.
I think we were both tattooing at that time.
Oh,
We were-
man.
we were doing
That's
some
what
big
kinda sucked,
pieces.
you know, I was
so
like,
I
dang.
checked it out. It was pretty badass. It was pretty
Nice.
cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then getting to meet him too, because he's
Yeah,
you
he's
know
one of
a
the
legend.
pioneers
You
too.
know what I
Yeah,
mean?
Exactly.
That guy does some
yeah.
really great things. You know, what I mean? He's got like sponsorships with Pepsi, Nike.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
Dodgers. You know what I mean?
Yes,
That's fucking
sir.
tight. You know.
Yeah, I think the only one that made it was The Apprentice, right? I mean,
Yeah,
I
he
mean,
probably made it for
You got to check it out.
I didn't
no,
get the chance
he's
to.
not
Oh.
The
The
Apprentice.
Apprentice not
He's,
here,
Oh,
though.
he's just
okay.
the young
Yeah.
one tattooing it at the shop. We took him in, you know, trying to show him the ropes and stuff, and like kind of mold them up to like be a better artist and stuff like that. You know, like we try to drop knowledge to anybody that comes into our shop. You know, we just try to
That's
give them
really hungry.
like, yeah, exactly. They have to be hungry and motivated
Ambitious.
to, yeah, exactly.
And how many artists are there? Is it just you three, or is obviously the plus the
We had
apprentice?
5 in total.
Oh,
all of
okay.
us. Yes.
5 artists.
That's cool. Yeah.
Very motivated, you know.
Yeah, I
art-driven.
know this is like our second year coming, so you know, it's the same atmosphere, but if anything, much better than it was last year's.
Correct.
Because last year's was also like my first time coming out to the convention as well too.
Sick.
Like I had gone to other conventions, but I was more of the apprentice. You know what I mean? Where we were at like New York, Phoenix. We were like in New Mexico. You know what I mean? But this is like the first one that I actually got to go and actually be a tattoo artist, and then in a sense also feel like I'm at that level.
Correct.
In a sense, like, because sometimes you might discourage yourself and thinking that like fuck, like I'm gonna be around like all these fucking badass
Hell
artists.
yeah,
Talented
bro.
You
artists
know what
out
I
here,
mean?
bro. Yeah.
And there's talented fucking artists.
Hell
Sometimes you
yeah,
get a little
bro.
intimidated, you know, kind of going into it, because then
Yeah.
you're like doing a small piece while these guys are doing like big ass pieces. But
Yeah.
there's no like, in a sense, you're not
that
trying to
builds
compete.
character.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
it builds
for sure.
character, but you try to go in the sense that, you know, like just focus on you. You know what I mean? Do what you there
Do
to
your
do. You know what I mean?
best,
Do
yeah.
your best on it. You know what I mean? It's not you're not trying to compete with the guy next to you in
No,
the other
exactly.
booths.
No.
You know
If
what I
anything,
mean?
you're trying to feed off other artists.
Exactly, you know what I
Like,
mean?
you're trying to-
It's where you come here to get inspired.
Yep.
So then that way, when you leave here, you're going back to your shop with more knowledge,
Exactly,
a better
for sure.
experience, a better viewing point in your tattooing career.
For
You know what I
sure.
mean? Like that's why we host those seminars and stuff like that, because you can get a different perspective of like, or sometimes you know you kind of feeling like you've been kind of like a little bit off lately, and then you need something to kind of like light that flame to be
Yeah.
like, oh dude, this is why I fucking love tattooing. You know?
Hell yeah, for sure.
This is why I love
Hell yeah.
tattooing. Like I've been in the game for already going on for like close to like nine years. You know what I mean? And I started off like just as shop help, and then first of all I started off as a client, and then going into shop
It's
help,
started moving up,
apprentice,
huh?
and then
Okay.
going up, and now I'm manager of Pachuca Tattoo.
That's dope.
You know what I
Congrats,
mean?
congrats, bro.
Thank you, bro.
Congrats.
So there's no sense that like in that you're I'm never gonna get to
Yeah.
that. There's always a level that you're gonna keep going up to. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
for sure.
You
And
just gotta
that's-
keep pushing yourself.
That's what I love about this crap, bro. Like tattooing is like, I don't think anybody has reached there like, oh, you know, I stopped learning, or I'm dope at this and I mastered it. Like, nah, bro, you gotta feed off other artists, and you know, always try to perfect your craft, no matter how good you think you are. You know, you just gotta remain humble and you know keep pushing your artwork, bro.
Yeah, that's the whole point of conventions, man. That's you're here
Yeah,
to learn,
Exactly.
to see what someone else is doing, and then maybe you can take that too and then use it into your tattooing career. There's so many times where I was tattooing, and then I kind of like would guest spot at a shop or something, or I would go to convention and then I would walk around and then I just kind of watch for like a good cool like 10 minutes, like a booth, one artist, and seeing how they're tattooing, and I was like, fuck, I never thought about doing that. And then you go and try it out, and you're just like, okay, like that's actually pretty cool. Or sometimes not, but in a sense, like you're taking something from somebody,
Exactly.
and then you're kind of, you know,
Molding it to how you
yeah,
want it
like,
to be.
yeah,
for
molding it
sure.
to however you,
And-
you want to take it on, you know.
And that's one thing we always tell, like, you know, these, you know, the young guys. You know, we have like 2 young guys, the homie Slow and then the homie Chuco. You know, they're young, bro. They're like 18, 22. So we tell them, bro, like, there's no like right technique. You know what I mean? Like everybody tattoos different. Everybody has a different technique. You can feed off each artist and put it into your own way of tattooing, which if it's the right way, you know, we try to guide them the right way, and then just grow from there, bro. Like, it's not like, oh yeah, it's just that's the right way. Like, no, bro. Everybody tattoos different, and everybody has their own
techniques,
style and
everything,
techniques,
yeah.
bro. And that's what it is. You just gotta add it to your own style. You know what I mean? And yeah, bro. And he's grown a lot. He's been there for a while, like 2 months.
Like
2
two-
months.
Yeah.
And honestly, he's
been
been
growing a lot, yeah.
catching up, bro.
But he's been putting in the work every day, so
and that's
he's
when we
showing
tell
Yeah,
up.
the main thing is you gotta show up,
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
100%.
because you can't get to that next level if you're not even there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
bro.
sure.
We've had many apprentices come to our shop, and usually they would last like a month or two before they just drop.
Same
You know what I
here,
mean?
bro. Same here.
They would just drop, and then or they would get frustrated or something because they're like, oh, like
They get
I don't
discouraged.
feel like yeah, and it's like
Too much. But
because because in a sense too, like when we would take apprentices, it's not like how it used to be back in the day.
No,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
no,
Where
different now.
where you get fucking hazed like a motherfucker. You know what I
have
mean?
Stories, bro.
You,
About
I
buddies.
got fucking
Yeah.
stories, man. I had
Washing
a
cars at
before,
those
yeah,
during the rainy
like
days, bro.
fucking go run food for everybody, and I would take a fucking bus to go get them something, and they come back and they'd be like, "It's fucking shit's cold," and it's like, "Well, dude, like you made me go like fucking three blocks, and I don't have a car," you know what I mean? Or they make you pay out of your own pocket
Yeah.
too, and all that bullshit, you know. One of the funny things that I mean, it's kind of funny now, but one of the things that they did, you know, mentors back then was in my shop was they would hide pennies around the shop to know if you actually did clean the shop pretty good. or not, you know what I mean? So then so when you come in, right, and the apprentice is there and he's cleaning, and you tell him, "Yo, did you clean the shop?" And he'd be like, "Yeah." And I was like, and then you go around and you move a couch or something, and there'd be a penny right there. And he's like, "Nah, you didn't.
Yeah.
Do it all again."
Damn. That's,
But then there's like maybe 4 or 5 pennies laying around still too. You know what I mean? So that's like the kind of shit. Like, I mean, I sometimes used to do it too when I was finally tattooing, and then we got an apprentice, and I was like, but it's kind of in a sense to teach them like to be cleanliness as
Correct.
well too. Even when we do the mopping, I know when I was an apprentice and I was mopping, the way that they would tell me to mop it, you know what I mean? It's like it's to build the discipline. So when you go and you
Exactly.
break down your setup, you keep that same setup
The same
on the
structure.
structure
Yeah.
of breaking it down. You never skip a beat. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
And that's the whole point. I mean, we're not always there to be like assholes and dicks and shit, and just
Yeah.
kind of just tell them, just use them as like free labor. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? We're there. You're there
They
to
get knowledge that
exactly.
actually gonna build them a career later on in their in their lifetime. You know what I mean? It's gonna help them and throughout their whole life. So
Yeah.
it's something that's pretty much just paying dues. That should
Yeah,
be
you
very
gotta pay
respected.
Yeah, you
dues.
gotta pay your dues for sure. Yeah.
You gotta pay your dues because it's not something that you pay. It's something you gotta earn.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
Yeah.
You gotta earn that.
You
Motherfucker.
gotta earn it, and a lot of people think they're just gonna come in, learn, and then in 2 months they're gonna be tattooing like, hey, you know. Like,
Yeah, that's the whole. That's like the false reality of it. You know what I mean?
Those like
Yeah,
tattoo
nah.
schools
I've-
nowadays, like no disrespect to anybody, but that's boof. You know what I mean?
Like I've had homies that would come in when I was be tattooing and they'd be kicking it and stuff, and at the end of it, you know what I mean? They see when the client hands the fucking money, right? And then they're all like, dude, like that's a lot of money. I want to get into tattoos. And I told them like, hey, bro, it's
It
not
took years,
easy.
bro. It took years
Yeah,
drawing,
it's not easy to
everything.
fucking get to where that is, right? And then
Love and hate on that
they
relationship.
disappear, and then months go by, and then I find out they're an apprentice at another shop and stuff, and then they're trying to do tattoos, and it's like, dude, like you're
skipping the whole.
you're
like, main-
skipping the whole fucking
information of the
point of
project,
it.
you
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
You need not to mention like you need to have a sense of artism. You know what I mean? You have to be artistic in a sense. You
For
can't
sure.
just be like, oh, I was an accountant for like fucking 10 years and now I want to be a tattoo artist. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. A lot of people think it's just
We're
tracing, bro.
jargon,
You know,
Yeah.
they think it's just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna make this stencil, or I'm gonna, oh, you know what? A client comes like, hey, I want this religious piece, Jesus and the praying hands, you know. And then a lot of people just, all right, well, yeah, send me the picture, and they'll start
They'll start
stenciling, bro.
tracing
And
it.
it's
It's
like,
crazy.
Exactly.
you know, what happened
Today,
to
I just saw that
originality?
today,
You know
bro.
what I
Like
mean?
somebody
It's-
was tracing my tattoo, bro. in the morning. It was crazy. We were just
You
eating
know?
breakfast, bro, and I was just swiping. And I was like, "What the fuck? This was just literally tracing that shit." Made a whole video of it, and I was like, "What?"
Wow.
It was a trip, bro.
Do you think as far as like today from back then, tattooing is a lot in a sense much easier to gravitate towards people to get into?
I feel like it is just because, like, you know how they have the reels, like they have all these like content creators. Like it's good, but it also has the bad sides of it. So I feel like all that's got pretty much out there, and like how like back in the day, like you had a license to purchase like needles, machines, and like any type of those products. You know what I mean? Like to like disinfect.
Right.
So like now I feel like it's pretty much open to Amazon like kits. And
Yeah,
stuff like
dude, you
that.
can buy
So,
like
yeah, for
Amazon
sure.
kits. Like I know like certain places they still require you like to be registered
Yeah.
with the shop in order to actually get in. I
Or even
know
a license.
there was like Kingpin.
Yeah.
Kingpin used to do that. So when you walk in there, before you even like get in, you gotta get buzzed in, and then they gotta call your shop.
exactly.
So there's like this
Verify
whole
everything.
like verification to get in, and then once you're in, I'm like, dude, I'm just trying to buy a bottle of ink, dog. You know what I'm saying?
But that was pretty cool though. At least it pretty much kept those.
But it
people that-
it
restrained that.
restricted like scratchers, which is
Exactly.
what I always call them, scratchers to just getting that kind of stuff. And you wouldn't believe how many times people walk into our shop and they're like, hey,
Wanna fix this?
no, like, can I get like do you guys have like stencil paper that I can
yeah.
have or whatever? You know what I
Come
mean?
in,
Or-
that's it, bro.
Yeah, or like
stencil stuff.
yeah, it's like do you guys have like any like expired needles
Yeah.
or
Or just
like
like 3 or 2, bro. I'm
yeah,
like, bro,
like,
really?
can I get some like ink caps or like what's that stuff that you guys use to put on the skin? And I'll just tell them like, oh, just fucking speed stick, homie.
Yeah.
Oh really?
Throwback.
Oh really? Like,
Throwback.
fuck it. Like, I'm gonna get that. Yeah. You have any right now? And I was like, fuck no, dog. Get your own, dog.
Yeah, go hit CVS or something.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
You know, like you wouldn't believe it. Like all, and it happens pretty often. You know, they get bold. They just get like, they just feel like they don't even, not even in a sense to say like, hey, I'll shoot you some money for it.
Yeah.
Can I have whatever, you know what I mean, that you
Yeah.
want to
Yeah,
give me?
for
Like,
sure.
the fuck out of here,
Yeah,
dude.
man, I don't
Like,
even know you, bro.
Exactly.
Like,
you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and sometimes like even like just
especially you don't know, they might be spreading diseases too. How do you know like they're like quality of their disinfectant, you know, breaking down, etc. You know.
it's
Not even
even
wrapping
it's even
your
in the
stuff.
sense that like you know that they're gonna go and do like a really
Damage,
fucking bad
yeah,
too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you're
You might see that shit in the shop next day too. trying to
you
fix
might
it
yeah
up.
you might see, and I've actually had that, bro.
Yeah.
I've had like my own clients like fucking like tattoo themselves and then they fuck up and then they come back to me and then they want me to fix that shit, and it's like, dude, like you look like you used like an 18-round liner on this motherfucker. You
That's
know what I mean?
crazy.
Yeah, it's all fucking scarred.
Keto,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like that shit is like fucking ridiculous. And then I hit them with the price, and then they're like,
Could've
okay.
gone with
And
the
it's like,
original one with the
but it's like, bro, like either like I fix it or
It's
I
like
gotta
you,
cover up
you
that
want me to
motherfucker.
fix
Yeah.
someone else's mistakes that's on you forever, bro, and you want
Exactly.
you want to lowball me, dog? Like, nah, you know, like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to do double, triple the work that he did. You know, if anything, bro, like it's not
Cost
gonna
is double
happen,
now.
bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I always tell people, it's like, dude, like if you just paid it once and done it
Exactly,
right the
yeah.
first time, like
It's
you
way
never,
cheaper
yeah,
and
it's way fucking
on
cheaper.
you for
Yeah,
life.
it is. Yeah, yeah.
Invest
And you get a
yourself.
dope ass fucking piece instead of having to come up with an
Yeah.
idea of like what to cover it up with.
Yeah,
you
if
know
you're
what I
gonna
mean?
invest in your body, invest in it right, bro. Like that's just gonna be on you for life. You can go get a haircut, that's just gonna grow back. And they fuck you
Yeah.
up, it's gonna grow back in 2 weeks. You
Yeah.
know, you get a tattoo, man, that's just gonna be on you forever. You know,
Exactly.
the next option is gonna be either you're gonna get that shit later, it's gonna hurt more, and it's gonna be a few sessions, or you're gonna get a cover. You know, and it's gonna be more expensive too.
Sometimes like I'm in a sense, I'm not like trying to gatekeep my clients, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? But sometimes I tell my clients, like, if you're gonna go get tattooed by somewhere else and by somebody else, you know, I don't mind it as long as they do a good job on you. Because the last thing
agree.
the last thing I need is like they fucked it up and then you come back and then I gotta fix that shit.
No, if they fuck it
You know
up
what I
and
mean?
you try to come back, I'm sorry, but I probably won't even take you back anymore. Just because,
Or
you
even
know
that
what I mean?
too.
Just because, I don't mind clients going anywhere else. I don't mind it at all. You're not mine, and I'm not yours. Exactly. You know what I mean? It's like
You're a canvas, you
you're
know?
free will to do whatever you want with your body. But if you go get it done somewhere else, and then you hit me with and I give you a price for it, and you get it done somewhere else, and you tell me,
And you
hey,
get the same
how much
design.
for you to fix it? I'll be like, I'll just leave you on red, bro. to be
Oh
honest.
well, yeah, that's understandable.
Yeah,
If you
yeah,
if someone came up to you and you hit them with a price on a
Yeah,
design
yeah.
on that, and then they thought it was too expensive, and then they went to somewhere else to get it cheaper,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
they
yeah.
come back to you to fix it, then yeah, fuck
I'll
that.
be
Like
yeah,
you're
you're
left on red.
you're on-
bro.
you're on
Sometimes
the-
it's like you're like your
No,
price is
I'll-
different
I
back,
have
bro. You
a-
get,
I have a book
Yeah.
that
Damn.
says like do not tattoo.
That's right.
No, I'm
I
serious.
see their
bro.
face. I'm like,
That's
nah,
it.
bro, you're out.
Because-
bro. Their IG handle, like, no, you're out.
because then I use it I use it to then tell the other artists at the shop like beware.
Yeah,
no,
no, yeah, for
exactly.
You know what I
No,
mean?
It's true though.
Like
Respect
look
yourself
out
as
for
an
this
artist.
motherfucker. You
Respect
know what I
yourself
mean?
as an
And it's
artist,
crazy because clients think that we don't talk amongst artists right there at the shop. Like
Yeah.
they'll be like, "Hey, did so and so hit you up? Oh, that's crazy. She hit me up too.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, you know what?
Yeah.
There'd be some
Yeah, you know,
scenarios,
like,
bro,
bro,
like straight
like-
up,
Yeah.
bro, like literally, like one client, no disrespect though, or anybody hits up everybody in the whole circle
Yeah, yeah.
and just tries to get one. Like, it's like trying to like win.
And
the shop.
they basically
Yeah.
gonna go for the one that charges.
But
It's
it's
like
you guys
the
should
least,
respect
yeah.
the person. If you like that work, then just go with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's on you for
exactly.
life. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I mean, like we do have certain clients that usually like to get tattooed by everybody.
No, yeah, that's
You know what I mean?
different. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's like more acceptable. But then you have people that
So they're
like
trying to
design.
bargain within
Yeah.
the
yeah, they go cheaper to somebody like
Yeah.
the next guy next to you. You know what I mean? So then sometimes too, like we're pretty much at the level of like my whole crew where we kind of all tend to just kind of price similar already.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there's never really like kind of like that
Yeah.
issue, but we still get it a lot of times where people like he's
You
like,
just
hey,
see it,
hey,
yeah.
like I got this guy, he hit me up. He's like, oh, that's crazy, he hit me up too. And he's like, well, what'd you price it at? And he's like, I priced it at this, and I was like, oh yeah, I was like maybe like $60 off or something. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, no, yeah,
that's
yeah,
that's
exactly.
about
Yeah,
right, you know.
yeah.
And he's like, yeah, like fuck
Yeah.
that guy, you know.
I agree.
That's funny. That's funny. And no, it's funnier when they actually come and get tattooed, and it's like
Everyone's
you act like we didn't even go through your profile. Because I mean,
Exactly,
you know
right?
what
They
I
come
mean?
in and
Yeah,
like
yeah,
we've been
yeah,
talking
bro,
shit
like,
about you the
yeah,
whole
like,
fucking
yeah.
time.
Yeah,
when you
because they
walk
act
in.
like when you hit us up,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be real. Like you know, if it's not private, I make sure like just to see who you are. You know what I mean? Okay, cool. So when you come in, I already know kind of your face, and you know what I mean. Like I kind of like to like know somebody like by the face, because I remember faces, bro. But names, trust me. Oh, you know so and so. I don't know, bro. I don't remember.
I'm the same
You
way.
know, so-
Unless I recognize the tat or I recognize the face.
Yeah,
that's
me.
Like, hey, bro, I
Yeah.
did this like 5 years ago. Like, really? Like, you tattooed me? What? I'm like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, right. I
Yeah.
remember now, bro.
But names, yeah, I forget about it, bro. I kind of like, unless it's like some, you know, like a up there name or something, you know, like for sure.
So like for this year, have you guys entered in any of the competitions as far as like what what you wanted to get into as far as like either like best of show or anything
the
like
first
that?
tattoo that I did on Friday, it was like a bud plant with the cycle round mask. I entered that one. I didn't get to enter for leg because they cut it off.
Yeah, they cut it off.
It was
pretty
it
early.
was
a long
like
line, too.
stupid
It
long,
was
bro.
crazy.
I've literally I've
The
seen like
lines were.
I saw like
Yeah,
literally
should've
like
fucking let it
canvases
flow,
getting
bro.
upset because they said that they were waiting for like almost like an
Yeah, bro.
hour
Yeah.
to get like, or they were like already like at the very front, and then they just fucking, you know what I mean? They
Yeah.
cut them
Yeah,
off.
cut 'em
You know
off,
what I'm
yeah.
So
saying?
by the
That's how
time
we
we,
were too,
so yeah, by the
like-
time we got up there, like the only option we had was best of the day.
day.
So we just put it for best of the day, you know, just to like showcase it up there and stuff, you know. But
Which is still pretty cool.
yeah,
though,
it's cool, you know, it's dope.
Yeah, man.
And then yesterday, I put in like 3 of them. I put like a healed one, a fresh one. No, I put in and then one that I did on my boy Slow too. It was one was a Polaroid portrait.
Okay.
It was of my client with his son. They were at a shooting range, so it was a dope picture.
That's
and
it.
then
Yeah, it was very fire, bro.
Came out
and
cool.
I put in the one he has right there on his arm. It's a spray can with some tips.
Oh, sick.
Montana?
Yeah, thanks, bro.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, bro, you know, it was dope though. It was a good experience and stuff. You know, I liked it. It was dope.
Do you guys have anything planned out for today as far as like its appointments, or you kind of want to just chill for this day, kind of
originally,
socialize
I had
and network?
Yeah, originally I had a client that was supposed to come. It was a no call, no show.
Oh,
So I posted up, you know, if anybody wants to pull up, get tattooed, you know. But if not, hey, you know what? Honestly, Friday and Saturday, I didn't really have much time to go walk around. But so if not, I'm just gonna go do that today. Go chop it up.
see, that was like my issue from last year, bro.
Yeah.
Last year I was like tattooing like non-fucking stop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The minute that I got there, because I had, and that was the issue too, is I had, not it was like an issue because I always like to come prepared, but I had appointments already lined up for it because I wanted to do like these very large pieces.
Yeah.
Especially being my first time convention, I was like, oh, like I gotta go all out. You know what I mean? I'm all
Yeah,
here telling myself,
exactly,
right?
yeah,
And then when I got there, I didn't get to like enjoy like none of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We
You're
like,
just working, huh?
because then I'm just working. Like I
Yeah,
see
focus.
like all my crew, like they're fucking like taking shots, they're
just
taking
chilling,
photos with people and
vibing.
shit. They're all like, you know, doing their own fucking thing,
Yeah.
interviewing people. You know, I maybe like got to do like maybe like 2 interviews last year out of the 3 days. And then the whole time I was mainly just tattooing, and then like maybe like the Sunday that was from last year, like maybe like 2 hours I kind of got to like kind of enjoy and then like walk around. But then I was like kind of rushing because then like to take photos with like some of like my more closer friends or like
Yeah.
artists that I fuck with before they started heading out because they were already fucking burnt, you know what I mean? And they were gonna have to like fly out or whatever, you know. So then I'm like rushing in, and I didn't really get to like enjoy like really any of it, you know what I mean? So
Yeah,
this
for
year,
sure.
I kind of got to like more enjoy it. Like I didn't really tattoo. I didn't tattoo actually like on Friday, and then I was just mainly just doing podcasts, networking, socializing. You know what I mean? We have our own products as well too that we're selling. I don't know if you guys checked it out. Our no numbing cream products.
Yeah, correct. I got a little package. It was
Cool.
pretty
That's
so
fucking
I
cool.
actually did try it out, so it was pretty dope.
Yeah.
It was really dope.
Did it work pretty well?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
my client pretty liked it. You know, it lasted like for a couple hours, so it was really dope.
Yeah, it's something that like I know a lot of artists like are kind of like iffy
so
about it.
I
They
just
fuck
use
with it.
If it's
I'm kind
very,
of
like,
one of them.
I
It
just
just
use it
gets
like
really
just on the
irritated,
clients that
bro.
want to push the issue. Like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
I
they
have
push
to
the
get
issue,
it,
yeah,
or
bro.
certain areas where like, no, it's very sensitive.
Yeah,
and they
yeah,
can't
yeah.
sit, and I know that they're not gonna sit.
Sometimes
for like
you
an hour,
have to,
2
bro,
hours.
yeah.
So they're not
Or maybe like the
squirming or
last
running
hour
shit.
of it, 2
Yeah.
hours, and then it finishes the whole
Well,
piece.
what's kind of different about like the product that we're selling is it doesn't make it so red. You know what I mean? Unless you don't apply it properly or you prepped it pretty wrong in the sense like you probably gave them like a razor burn and then you apply that cream on there, then it kind of might
Correct.
elevate it a little bit.
It's funny because I did see that in other products I use that it actually turns red or it kind of looks like
Yeah, ours
very
is more
irritating.
like a yellowy kind of tone to it, or
pale-y looking?
like almost like pale. Yeah. You know what I mean? But that's like the best that you can hope for on getting
Yep.
that part, and then
Yeah.
it doesn't fuck with your shading. It doesn't,
Yeah.
because sometimes people love to,
Units or like-
sometimes
yeah.
people like to tattoo like very very fucking light where it's like fucking red and
Fucking
shit.
red, bro,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? It's like all blood. Like that's fucking crazy. But that's why a lot of artists don't like to fuck with it because it's like I can't tell if that's the numbing or if that's my fucking shading. You know
Yeah,
what I
like
mean?
your tones don't saturate.
Yeah,
good,
or
you know?
it might rubber
it
like
takes too long to
it might
separate
change
too.
the texture of the
Yeah, it
skin
does,
too.
yeah,
You
for
know what I
sure.
mean?
Yeah.
but like we haven't had that like happen with our product. You know what I mean? And a lot of people tend to love it. You know, we get a lot of good feedback. I've used it on myself before too, as well. And you know, just because I like to try out the products that we're gonna be using on our clients too. Like, and I always tell all my clients all the time, like I wouldn't all this shit that I have laid out if I wouldn't use it unless I have used it on myself.
For
You
sure,
know what I
yeah.
mean? Because we're trying to give our clients in a sense the confidence to feel like, okay, like
It's pretty much
You know
the
what I
same.
mean?
Like, you know, you got no tattoos, but you're tattooing. You know what I mean? So it's like you're selling the product. You know what I mean?
exactly, you gotta sell the product to sell
Or you
yourself
don't use it, or like
for it. You know,
you sell weed, but you don't smoke weed.
exactly.
You
You know what I mean? I've never trusted a motherfucker that was a tattoo artist. That was a tattoo artist with no tattoos.
Yeah, bro.
You know what I
that's
mean?
Out of bounds, bro. Like zero.
Yeah.
But sometimes they're pretty dope tattoo artists. But
Yeah.
when you see them, it's like,
It's still
I
the
don't know,
respect,
dog.
though,
Yeah,
man.
it's-
Like, it's just like, you know, you're not paying the dues.
It's like
you
when you
know?
go to a dentist that has a fucked up teeth, you know, I
They
wouldn't.
all
You know what I
fucking
mean?
Yeah.
twinkle and shit with
I
no
wouldn't,
braces,
you
bro.
know?
barber with no hair.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
You
no
know what I
no
mean?
fade and stuff, bro. Like, you know,
Yeah.
like, yo, what?
Or he's always raggedy. The barber is always like
Yeah.
super fucking raggedy. He's like he doesn't even get a lineup or
Yeah,
anything like
bro,
that.
I mean, yeah, no, I mean, I know, yeah, there is some dope artists that have no
Yeah.
tattoos, bro. But it's like, that's what you're selling, my boy.
Yeah.
You know, it's like at least try one,
You know,
try
get
two.
some
you
skin
know,
in
I
the
don't know,
game.
try
You
it
know what I
out.
mean? Get some skin in the game,
You know,
Well, even
Respectfully.
as an apprenticeship, you know what I mean. One of the first few things that you
Exactly.
do is you have to tattoo yourself
Exactly.
Yeah.
to get the
exactly.
feeling of it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? To understand what your clients are going to go
Exactly.
through.
What they're going
Yeah,
through,
for
yeah.
sure.
You know,
You know what I
'cause
mean?
Yeah, some of them sit for 8, 9, 10 hours. You know what I mean? And how you're not gonna know how they're gonna feel. You know what I mean? Because honestly, I've been through like 9, 10 hours of a session, and that feels like I feel drained. You know, I feel like, dude, I can't like walk at the end of the day. Depending, you know, I'll be like, dude, I gotta eat. You know, I need some sugar in me. You know, I need to like just take a nap after this. You know.
I fucking hate getting tattoos.
Yeah.
Because
Same
now
here.
all I
Yeah.
got is like the worst parts left now.
Yeah,
You know what I
same
mean?
here,
Like,
same here,
my
man.
fucking stomach, my back of my thighs.
Yeah, I got my mid back, my
thigh.
lower back, one side of my ribs left. And lately, like, I just been like, I got some scars on my chest, but I need to fill up too. And I'm just like, damn, dude, like, I hit the easy parts, bro. You know what I mean? And now I'm like, all right, dude, I gotta like just sit through this.
What would you consider as like the most painfulest tattoo that you ended up getting?
The most painful. I have a couple. You know what I mean? There's actually varies. You know, just cause
Nah,
like,
but there's always that one that's like that.
I mean,
shit's
cause
like
like
the
maybe because I
fucking
got tatted, maybe like I haven't been getting tatted like heavily in a minute, you know, because I've just been like grinding and stuff, just tattooing, focusing on my craft. But before that, like I would get tatted like when I was younger too. I would get tatted like crazy.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah, so that's pretty much I got blasted pretty quick. And then now when I get tatted, that shit hurts like a motherfucker now. You know what I mean? I'm like, damn, bro, like shit.
Dude, I was
Fuck
like
yeah,
in
fool.
high school still when
I'll be sitting
when
for
I
some
got
shit.
I had
Bro.
sleeves already, bro.
Yeah, bro,
Like my teachers, every time I come in with a new tattoo, they're all like, why
Same.
don't you stand up and show the class? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the new tattoo you got, I'd be like, fuck
Yeah.
yeah,
Like, say less.
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah,
And
it's
and
gonna
then
be
like
that.
now like whenever I get tattooed, I literally have to like mentally prep myself.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take like tomorrow off.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like
It's crazy because I got tattooed like from the homie from the shop maybe like 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks
Yeah.
ago.
When
Bro,
you
I took
crying?
like almost like a week off, bro. Like I was just like, bro, like I couldn't even.
Bro,
touch
couldn't
it.
walk.
Well, he just touched up on one of my shins right here. I had like
oh,
OC
fuck
right
the
here.
shin, bro.
Yeah, and that shit was tough, bro.
I
And I
rolled up
was.
to the shop the next day in a wheelchair, bro.
Yeah.
Some
This one had to
crutches
drag
and
me out,
shit.
my boy right here.
Bruh.
That was crazy. That's why I was like, damn, it takes a toll too when you get older, you know what I mean? Like I'm just barely 29, I'm gonna be 30 this year, you know. But I was like, damn, dude, like getting tattooed now at this age is just like crazy, man.
For reals, dude.
Yeah.
What about you? What's your worst tattoo, bro?
I have like two. Like one of them being like my fucking elbow.
Okay.
But because I had gotten like 2 tattoos that same day, and then we were gonna go for the
yeah.
elbow,
Fuck that.
No,
just
yeah.
to say fuck it,
Yeah,
and then
your
we
body
just
gets
and then we
worn
just
out.
did the outline on it, and then I never fucking finished it because it was just so fucking painful. Because
Yeah.
I got on like my forearm and then my upper arm, both like completed, and then we shot for the elbow like that same day,
Sensitive area, huh?
Yeah,
After
and
that.
so I was already tired. So I don't know what, but just from, and then he had me like this, bro. Like he had like he didn't have me like laying on the yeah. He had me in a chair, and then like he had my arm like this,
Stretch out the skin.
and that's also like what made me not want to like tattoo my clients like that. Like so when they're always telling me like
Yeah.
yo, like I can sit in the chair, and I was like nah, fuck that. Like
I
get on the
understand
bed
that.
Another aspect
and
of
fucking
it.
put, you know what I mean,
You're
like
right,
put that shit.
Because you're
I mean,
actually
you're
in
gonna
the
be
seat.
sitting there for a while,
Yeah,
so I
exactly.
mean, laying down there for a while, you know, it's like.
And then one of them being like my palms, bro. Like just
Oh, yeah.
these,
Oh,
just
dude.
these, like they
You're-
they look simple,
No,
bro.
they're
But
good, bro. But look at mine, bro. Like,
yeah,
my shit
no,
fell out, bro.
no,
Like,
because he fucking punched that shit
Yeah.
in, bro. Like
that's solid, bro.
he fucking like
He went in there, huh?
like tattooed my soul in them motherfuckers. and then like you can't like flex,
No,
you know what I
can't, bro.
mean?
And it sucked too, cause when I got mine done too, like I had some letters right here. It was like I think it said "Call me fat" right here on my hand, but honestly, like, just stayed right here. But I would tattoo throughout the next week too. I had like gloves on, so it was so hard to even like.
See,
even drive, bro. Even hold the steering wheel.
I took a week off.
Yeah, same. Bro.
Like I was still at the shop, but I just wasn't tattooing, and everything I had to grab with like my fingertips.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? My fingertips, and then I would just fucking use at the time when we had the Sanoderm and not the Derm Shield. You know what I mean?
Oh,
So
okay.
I was using the Sanoderm on my hands to fucking hold
so
the
it's
fucking
probably like a
thing.
little more stiffer.
So it was
kinda,
stiff,
like, hard
and
to
then I
grab.
fucking duct tape them just to make them sure that they don't fall off. You know what I mean? Because then you go and wash your hands, and then the
for
water's just fucking it
Yeah,
up too.
exactly, yo.
So I only got like a little bit of it kind of fell out. You know what I mean?
No,
but
that's
I
solid. Whoever did that, bro. That's
yeah,
killer,
the
bro.
homie Rico is the one that did it, and
Yeah,
when he
shout out to him,
did
bro.
this one, I was already like contemplating like fuck, I'm done for the day. And then he's like, dude, if you don't, because I told him like I want to get both done in one day, right?
Yeah.
And then so I was telling him like, nah, I think we'll just do the next one tomorrow. He's like, nah, fuck that, bro. Like, and they had to tape my hand fucking down to the arm. They had to tape it down.
I feel like where it hurts more is like where the crease is at,
Yeah.
bro. Like the crease of your arm, bro. Like, I mean your hand.
Yeah, definitely. This one fucking straight line going across my palm was
Yeah.
like someone taking like a fucking knife and it just
Sweating
like,
through your
ah,
shit,
you know what I mean?
It's a crazy feeling in your
Chale.
palm. Bro.
Exactly.
Like, it's crazy.
Exactly,
It's
and
crazy.
and it sometimes it still hurts like when I fucking like go and slap somebody, like give them a high five.
You're like that.
Fucking like the nerve damage, you know what I mean? Like
It's
that
all
shit.
bruised.
My hand is like
Memory
tingling.
bruised.
It's like tingling like right after, and then just like fuck, you know what I mean? I need some ice on this shit. You know, that's like the worst fucking tattoo that I got.
Okay.
And even then, when people ask me to do palm tattoos, like I tell them like I'll even tell them like, bro, not even a numbing cream will fucking save you for that
Yeah.
shit, bro. Don't even like.
Yeah, cause that's
Like
a
we'll
tough
do
area,
like
bro.
yeah we'll do it, but like I just don't want you to give you like false hope
Yeah.
thinking that the numbing cream's gonna help you because it's all callous, you know what I mean?
No,
So
it
there's
is,
no
yeah.
like way for it
It's
to
a
like
different
really
texture of
seep in.
skin too, as well.
Exactly. And I do tell my clients all the time, especially like when I'm doing like knuckles tattoos, because I like doing a lot of lettering on knuckles.
Oh, sick.
That I'll tell them like please, for the fucking love of God, bro, like don't fucking like
Just-
rub your
yeah.
fucking fingers, don't fuck with them. You know what I mean? Let that shit heal out. Like I'll even individually fucking wrap them, bro. Like just
Okay.
with the
With the
fucking
center?
derm shield.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'll fucking individually wrap them, and I'll tell them like, please, like try to keep it on for like as much
Exactly.
as long as possible.
Yeah, 'cause
but
they-
as soon
they
as it
tend
starts
to
peeling
fuck-
off, like remove
boom.
it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'll tell them like, bro, please keep it on for as long as possible. Like,
I always ask them like, "What do you do for a living? Like, do you wash your hands a lot? You work at a reshturant? Whatever?"
Yeah.
Because I just gonna
Yeah,
fuck
or
with the
construction
or
and
construction with gloves.
yeah,
that's
the worst is like plumbers. Like I've tattooed plumbers, and they want to get their knuckles tattooed, and they're not the like the average guy
'cause
that
they're
comes to
handymans,
your
yeah,
house
yeah.
and does the plumbing in your house. No,
No,
these
no,
motherfuckers go like
Yeah,
in the
and
fucking
they
sewer.
dig
Yeah,
and shit,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're wearing like these suits and they're like sweating like fucking
Yeah, no,
crazy. Or
exactly.
sometimes they say fuck it and they just fucking
go
like
in,
grab shit
yeah.
with that. I'm
That's
like,
crazy.
fuck, dude. So you're asking for fucking like all kinds of fucking diseases,
crazy.
dog,
For
on it,
real.
you know?
But honestly, the ones that hurt the most for me personally were like my sternum,
Oh, yeah.
the ribs, and back of my head, and then some parts of the neck at the times. I think those were the toughest, like the ones I probably was like gassed out after that. But yeah, honestly, that probably lasted a couple hours just on my ribs, bro. After that, I was just like done.
I got my chest tattooed, like my entire chest in
Okay,
one
sick.
go. You know what I mean? And that was like during like my apprenticeship, You know what I mean? And the guy, the first thing that where he started was right on the
sternum.
fucking
That shit's
sternum.
no joke right here, bro. Like, I got a Jesus piece right here too, bro.
The worst thing is that the fool that did my sternum, bro, that fool has a heavy ass hand, my boy, and I feel like that shit was double.
Well, the
pain,
guy who
bro.
did mine, he
Damn.
tattoos very fucking light, so he was just like scraping the shit out of me when it came to the fucking
Oh,
shading,
okay.
and he uses like the fucking tight threes, and I was just like fucking dying
Oh,
of
with the
everything, bro.
threes, damn.
So when I was done, like my whole
Oh, so you-
chest was just fucking
yeah.
bloody, bro.
That's
and
time-consuming,
then
too.
still being the
Hell yeah.
apprentice,
Yeah.
I was still being the apprentice. I had to go break down for the fucking the
After-
other guys at the shop. You know what I
Bro,
mean?
you're over there like,
So like yeah, like so I
Stiff
have
and
I have
shit.
like
Oh,
plastic
robo
wrap.
status.
I
Yeah.
have plastic wrap and
Robocop.
shit.
hey, you feel like the fresh breeze.
And then
hitting
I'm
that
fucking
shit.
like covered in blood, and then I'm just fucking like, you know what I mean?
Look like you gone to war, bro.
Yeah, everyone's telling me like, like fucking take out the trash, and I'm like.
all stiff and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
But yeah, before we start, wrapping it up, like anything you guys want to kind of say, give a shout out, you know what I mean, or in a sense, what you're trying to achieve at the convention, as far as like hopes and dreams and anything like that,
Yeah, honestly, I think just in general, though, I feel like there's always new things to learn, just in this industry as well, so I could apply that to the convention or just in general, like in tattooing, like just the day-to-day basis.
Because that's the whole point of
pushing
having a
forward.
convention, bro. It's just like having people come together.
Yeah.
Everyone's kind of hanging out, helping one another. You know what I mean? I get that. You
Yeah,
know,
for sure.
that's the whole point. That's the whole point why we need
Yeah.
these. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
Exactly.
same here, bro.
There's
It's
always
just-
something to learn, just in
Yeah.
general.
Yeah, and that's why we do these podcasts too, to kind of like let people know like what the artist perspective, and you know what I mean, kind of like in a sense like they too, you know what I mean, can feel like a sense of like relating to it, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, for sure.
That's why we do it, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
today
like-
too, I felt burned out, bro.
Oh,
I was
yeah,
gassed
we're
out,
tired,
yo.
bro. Like,
Today too, I got lucky. We got a cancellation too, so I was like, I was like,
Yeah,
we can probably
it's-
chill out, walk around too,
Yeah.
See
Oh, who
what's
knows? You
up.
might get a walk-in, bro. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Who knows?
Yeah.
You get a
That'd
little
be
small
pretty cool, too,
walk-in.
yeah.
Fuck
You
it,
know?
you know.
Hell
What
yeah.
about you, dog? You know what do you
Yeah, how's
think?
your-
You know what I
Bro,
mean?
I had a fucking blast, dog. It's just fucking fun. Fucking
Yeah,
networking,
yeah.
socializing with other people. It's a different kind of feeling, bro.
yeah, at first he was kind of, I feel like, I don't know, bro. Like, fool, let's just go, dog.
Yeah,
Like,
He was
man.
a, he was a little shy boy,
he's
like,
Yeah, man.
since we got him into the shop too, he was been a little shy boy, but
Yeah.
now he's been like, being very active, being like very like motivated and stuff to do stuff. So it's pretty cool to see the little homie like prosper, and like actually being like taking these little steps to like move forward in this career.
That's cool, man. I
He's just
definitely
young,
gotta
too.
check out you guys' shop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Since
Oh, yeah,
since
bro.
I'm actually like pretty close to you guys, and so you guys are
'cause
like,
you guys in
yeah,
Orange?
we're in Orange. I live in Santa Ana, but
Okay,
even in
so-
a sense, like I'm in the
Oh,
middle.
so that's close, bro.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
We're
I'm in the middle.
Yeah,
we're
we're
on
not far.
borderline of like
We're
Westminster, Huntington
McFadden
Beach.
and McFadden and Beach.
And Beach, yeah. Like
Oh,
literally
that's
next to the
fucking
405. So it's like the borderline of
Yeah.
Huntington Beach and
That's
Westminster.
like that's probably like a 15-minute drive from my house,
Oh,
bro.
sick.
Not bad,
See,
yeah.
so all this.
Yeah, not bad.
That's fucking
Yeah.
tight. I gotta definitely check it out. Even if you guys want to check out our shop too, we always have open slots for even guest spotting too. If
Okay,
you guys
sick.
want
Oh,
to
yeah,
come
bro.
over,
Yeah, bro.
guest spot as
Yeah,
well
we'll pull
too.
up
You
and
know
check
what
it
I mean?
out too, bro.
For sure.
Chill, man.
Yeah, we're chill. You know what I mean?
Or even
I don't know.
at
I don't know
night
if you
too,
guys
man, you know what I
came.
mean?
I don't know if you guys came to our booth, too. But we have our arcade game right there as well too.
I did see that. I
We
see the
pulled
little-
that
the
from
little-
our shop,
Oh,
so
sick.
we always have it in there plugged in,
That's
I did see
right.
that.
ready to
the
rock.
macanica, you
Yeah.
know?
And even too for our own podcast too. Sometimes we like to kind of bring in guest artists again too. So sometimes in the future, if you guys want to come back, we have one. It's in Orange, by where like the block is at. I don't know if you guys
Simone.
know the
Okay,
mall.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we're right next to
Family.
it with Angel over here.
Cool.
You know what I mean? Shout out to
Shout
Angel.
out to- yep.
He has
Shout out to homie.
his little studio right there. That's where we tend to do our
Sick.
podcast. Every other like week, we try to tend to like get on it.
Oh,
You know
yeah,
what I mean? And we'll
sick.
usually bring like one or two
Mm-hmm.
guest artists, or sometimes we can make the room to probably have like maybe like 3 or 4 more. You know what I mean? 'Cause
Yeah.
sometimes
Full house.
like we'll have like a full house.
Yeah, bro.
But we have a separate room too where like we have like the casting couch. You know what I'm saying? So we have like 2 big couches right there
Yeah,
too, so
exactly.
that we can host more people right there
Yeah,
too for
solid,
to
solid.
talk some more. You know what I mean?
For sure.
But I appreciate you guys
Yeah,
taking the
appreciate you,
time.
man.
You know
Yeah,
what I
bro.
mean? If you guys want to, again, one more time, shout out your shop, shout out your handles, you know what I mean? So that way people can figure out where you guys are located and, you know what I mean, and how to get a hold of you, you know what I mean?
So the shop handle is called Persevere Art Collective altogether, and I'm 714 official. And
And I'm Oscar B Tattoos, Oscar B _ tattoos.
Ming by slow with the E. Yeah, bro.
Damn, real slow, homie.
Real slow.
Yeah, man. You know, and that kind of concludes for for the session of the day. You know, I appreciate again you guys taking the
Likewise,
time.
man.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
bro.
Yeah.
You know,
Appreciate all you guys here.
I'm really hoping for next year to fucking be like this again.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
just
bro,
fucking
it's
just
just fun.
chilling. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yes,
Tight as
sir.
fuck.
Exactly.
You
I
know?
might try to work harder too. You know, today like throughout the days were very motivating. You know, so we could try to achieve
yeah.
more stuff to later on. We could
For
start,
sure.
moving forward with that.
Yeah, man. You know, and I guess I'll see you guys on the next one too,
Yeah,
dog.
bro.
You know what I
bro,
mean?
yeah. It's
Yeah,
gonna be
bro.
a
I
tradition
appreciate
from
you
now,
guys
bro.
for coming
in
Thank
today,
you
bro.
for
You know what I
having us,
mean?
bro.